Hi everybody, welcome to engVid.com. I'm Adam. Today's lesson is a bit of a beginner lesson, so not too difficult, but still good practice for everyone to listen and make sure you review some old materials, maybe learn a few new words or expressions here and there. So what we're going to learn today is how to ask for and give instructions. For example, if you want to use something or if you want to do something, but you're not sure how, you can ask someone to basically show you or teach you how to use it. And they're going to give you step-by-step instructions. So we're going to start with the general questions. Again, remember, native English speakers might find many other ways to ask, but these are the basics. These are the ones that you can use in any situation to ask for help with something. So, how can I do whatever you need to do? How can I turn on the computer? How can I print something? How can I use the printer? How do I? How can I? How do I? Essentially means the same thing. How can I? Like, how will I be able to? How do I? Or how do you do this? Same idea. How do I do this? Same idea. Means just take the action itself. That's the necessary action. Do you know how to work this camera? Do you know how to use this pencil, like an automatic pencil? Do you know how to basically submit an assignment? Okay. Do you know how to write an email? Lots of things. Whatever the action is, just use the verb, the infinitive. Now, again, in most English-speaking countries like Canada, UK, Australia, people tend to be a little bit more polite in asking a question, so they're not very direct. So you can also create an indirect question by starting with can. Can you, can I, etc. Can you help me with this? Like you have something in front of you, you don't know how to use it or how to work it. You can ask someone, can you help me with this? Or if the thing you need help with is somewhere else, can you help me with the copier upstairs? I don't know how to use it. Right? So can you help me with whatever you need help with? Now, can you show me how to use this thing? Or can you show me how to use the printer upstairs? Can you show me how to do this? You want to do a particular action. So use a machine, for example, do an action or to someone, for someone, or just generally in the office, for example. Can you show me how to work this thing? Here, don't be confused with work as job. How to work means how to make this thing work, how to make it operate, how to make it function. That's what work here means. So how do you work this? That's another question you can ask. How do you work this thing? Means how does it work? The same idea. This is very informal, very casual English. Or can you show me how this works, basically, or how to use this? Depending how to, the same idea. I'm just using how this works because native English speakers will use this verb a lot. So you should be very comfortable with it. And it has nothing to do with a job, okay? And that's where English becomes a little tricky. Some words have many uses, in many different contexts. But I digress, I'm getting off topic. So now we have the questions. Let's see how you might get the answer, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna learn how to give instructions. Now, if you're giving instructions and it's just a one-step thing, just one thing to do, then that's very straightforward, just do this. But when you're looking at a process, something that has a few steps, then you need to be a little bit more organized, right? So a process, or something that step by step. So something that requires a few steps, you want to break it down into the step-by-step process. You want to show them, do this, do this, do this, do that. But you want to make sure that the person understands the order. Because if you just do things randomly, it might not work. If you do things in the order that they're supposed to be done, you will be much more successful. So one of the first things you're going to do is you're going to establish an order. The easiest way is just to say, okay, first, do this. Second, do that. Third, fourth, etc. Now, normally, when we give instructions, we don't generally go into third and fourth. We leave these because it just generally gets a little bit boring. It's not wrong. You could say first, second, third, fourth, fifth, finished. But again, most people don't say that. They will start with maybe first and second, or they'll say first, then means next step, or next means the same thing. First do this, then do that, next do this, etc. So again, we're just going in the correct order. After that, so then, next, and after that essentially mean the same thing. That refers to the previous step. So first, after that step, do this step, and go on and so forth. When you get to the last step, you would say lastly or finally. This indicates to the person that you're giving the instructions to that he or she is almost finished, that the process is almost complete, and hopefully they can see that they're going to be successful. Okay? So that's one thing, that's organization. Then you can also organize it in a different way. Once that's done, so first do this. Once that is done, once that step is completed, do the next thing, or go on to the next step, which is, and then you explain the next step. Now, while somebody is doing something, they may have some problems, right? Even if you gave them the step-by-step instructions, in the middle, there may be complications, there may be problems, maybe they didn't understand something, or maybe they did it correctly, but it still doesn't work, right? So you should anticipate that. When you're giving instructions, you should anticipate, you should a little bit guess what problems might come up, right? So if that doesn't work, so if step 3 doesn't work, try doing something else. Try a different approach. Try a different way of doing whatever the step is. Then, if you're still having problems, you followed the instructions, you did 1, 2, 3. If you're having problems, please ask someone for help, or please come back to me for more help, okay? Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be shy, right? Always ask for help if you need it. Now, having said all this, if you want to make it very, very simple, you can say there are a few steps to whatever you need to do. 1, do this. 2, do this. And just make a list of all the steps that are necessary to do it, okay? So I'm going to give you a very basic instruction. I'm going to tell you how to make mashed potatoes. You know, like soft potatoes that you can just eat with gravy or ketchup or whatever you like. So, first thing you're going to do, you're going to peel, or you're going to wash your potatoes first. Wash your potatoes. Then peel your potatoes. Take the skin off. After that, cut the potatoes into small, even pieces. Meanwhile, you can't cut with a knife. After you cut your potatoes, or even before you started anything, boil some water. So let's go back. First, boil some water. Second, wash your potatoes. Then, peel the potatoes. After they're peeled, cut them into equal pieces. When the water is boiling, put the pieces in the boiling water and just let it cook for 5-10 minutes. Once the potatoes are cooked, so where are we? Once that's done, or you can specify, once the potatoes are cooked, pour out the water and keep the potatoes in the pot. Take a potato masher and mash. And then lastly, add whatever flavorings you want. You can add salt, pepper, egg yolk is very nice if you like that. Fried onions are very nice if you like that. And then you're finished, right? So very simple. Now, if you really want to get good practice with instructions, especially reading instructions, get a cookbook. A cookbook, every recipe comes with instructions of how to prepare the dish. That's a very good way to practice instructions, the language of instructions, so you can follow something step by step. Okay? And that's it. Very simple vocab here. Very important to understand the order of things. So make sure you know the order and make it very clear to the person you're speaking to what the order is, and they should be able to do anything you tell them to do. Okay? Now, if you have any questions about this, please go to engVid.com. There's a comment section. You can ask me questions. There's also a quiz to make sure you understand all of this new vocabulary or reviewed vocabulary. And I hope you like this video. If you did, please give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell there if you want to be notified about new videos when they come. And come back for more vocab and expressions and all that other good stuff. See you soon. Bye.